So, and yet, here we have another story trying to link men's rights discussions, the manosphere, anti-feminism with being a Nazi. Of course, because, you know, it's the same thing. Really, if you don't agree with feminism or you don't agree with the socialist talking points, or you're a Nazi. I mean, this is, it's nothing new. It's been going on ever since Trump stepped down the ladder. I'm going to run for president. He's a Nazi. He's a white nationalist. He's a white supremacist. He's a racist. He's a blah, 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 blah. We're at the point in our history as a country, if you do not agree with me, you are a Nazi. It wasn't even that many years ago where you could actually have a legitimate discussion between sides. Okay, let's talk this thing out. Let's try to come up with the best solution to the problem. Now, it's my way or you're a Nazi. It's just that simple. So there's an article in The Atlantic trying to link anti-feminism and the manosphere with white nationalism, of course. I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? And so the author starts out with talking about the shootings, you know, the mass shootings here as of late. And there's a couple of 3 items here I want to just go through for you. Anti-feminist ideas work so well as recruiting tools for the far right. Ooh, scary. The far right, they're Nazis. When actually Nazis are socialist. Just, you know, pointing it out. Here are 3 reasons, she writes. First, anti-feminist ideas sit at a particular point in popular discourse, and listen to this sentence, they are widely accepted in mainstream society. What? Most of society is anti-feminist. I guess most of society is a Nazi, according to the author. They're widely accepted and can be voiced with minimal pushback, yet still seem edgy and iconoclastic. The 24-year-old shooter who allegedly killed 9 people, what's this alleged shit? He killed them. He murdered these people. This nut job. This guy was in a porno grind band, whatever the hell that is. And they released albums with names such as 6 Ways of Female Butchery. And he was reportedly suspended from school for keeping a rape list of fellow students. What is the other thing that, you know, Elliot Rodger, the guy in El Paso, this guy in Dayton, guy in New Zealand, all of these mass murder, what is the one thing that they have in common? Well, sure, you could say, well, they're misogynist, they're on 8chan, and they're in the manosphere. I don't know, maybe they were. Certainly Elliot Rodger was. What else do they have in common? What don't we ever hear in common with these people? They're mentally ill. Does anybody say that? Oh, no, it's because he's a Trump supporter. Or blah, 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 blah. By the way, the guy in Dayton was a socialist. Let's not mention that association, people, because they don't want to associate those things together. Do you get it? Second, anti-feminism offers to address a genuine sense of grievance. Sites such as 4chan, another anonymous message board, have developed a whole language to talk about the hurt young men feel. Are you ready for this? I didn't realize I'm a Nazi for knowing what a Stacy is, or a Chad, what friend zoning means. I'm a Nazi, clearly. Men who claim to be feminists are manginas and white knights. If these men date feminists, they are probably being cucked. You don't even have to be a feminist for that to happen, guys. Because women like real men, not beta males. The author writes, what starts as why won't girls sleep with me? An appeal to a wounded sense of entitlement. What in the world is she talking about? That becomes why can't women be controlled? I would say that's quite a leap, wouldn't you guys? And her third point, finally, anti-feminist ideology has the capacity to become a 360-degree conspiracy theory, similar to the kind of anti-Semitic ideas that flourish online. So you see, obviously, we are Nazis. Anti-feminism, anti-Semite, Nazi. God. Oh my, yes, of course she's a feminist author. Come on. Feminists are presumed to influence all government decisions, even though women are still underrepresented at every level. I mean, Jesus, come on, man. Number one, dear author, not every woman who is elected to an office in the government is a feminist. Some of these women are not, and they will vote to do what's best for everyone. Number two, it's the votes. The Democrat Party, their coalition is built of a bunch of victim groups. And even though women have every single right and more in the United States and generally in the West, they still consider themselves to be victims of the patriarchy. So if you get enough of these victim groups, these fringe groups all packed together, you can get elected. Do you get it? And how insulting is that to women who want to run for office and you think because she's got a V that she's going to be a feminist? That's disgusting. And it's not true. She continues, across the fractured, diverse outposts of the manosphere, quote, one of the few things they will agree on is a conspiratorial view of feminism. They don't consider that it was ever a movement for gender equality. They think it was a guise to assert control over men. Oh my God. Suddenly now that's a conspiracy theory. That it wasn't about gender equality. Well, it was to some degree, which was achieved 30 or 40 or 50 years ago. So why does the movement still exist, dear author? What's the point? And what do many feminists advocate for? What are they? Socialism. That's just not control over men. That's control over everybody. So I'll put a link to this article below. But just remember, if you don't believe in everything the feminists believe in, or the socialists, or the whatever-ists, you are a Nazi. James Maxwell, thank you for listening.